Well, what we're doing today is we're dragging big suckers behind the boat. We're running them 30, 40, 50 feet behind. Long enough where they're not near the boat. The muskies aren't going to get spooked, but we can still control them around these weed edges. What we're doing is trying to stay basically as close to the weeds as we can without getting our bait hung up in it. We're traveling about 0.7, 0.8 miles an hour, keeping that bait just off the edge, like I said, and really focusing on these inside turns and really swinging the boat around, letting that bait kind of come in behind the boat and then stay in that strike zone for a while, and that seems to be where the fish are. The muskies are kind of buried right on that outside edge and ready to ambush their prey.
We slip bobber and sucks.
This is bona fide danger zone right here. We haven't even got down to the corner either. We should be in play here.
I think that's a fish.
Yeah.
I believe that fish is going to be a little charged up. Woo!
Wow, that was a grab.
Yes, it was.
And a half.
What happened was we let these bobbers kind of float up to the weed edge, and my bobber was on the inside, and whatever grabbed it just hit it at just an absolute breakneck speed, just ripped the bobber under the water, heading back for his line. So he had to clear his, get it out of the way, and just barely got it back without crossing the lines. But a very, very aggressive fish, very aggressive take. Check that drag. Oh, that'll do. You know, what's cool about this is that big suckers down there, you know, they're 15, 16, 17 inches long, you know, huge bait, and you've just got this big muskie down there just chomping on the bait. Gets to be a pretty cool part of this whole deal. I know he still got it. If he didn't, the bobber would float up.
How much line you at?
I'm at 35, so my guess is this fish is straight down below us now. What I'm kind of worried about is, yeah, it's off the bow of the boat. What I'm kind of worried about is that fish took off and hit it so fast. And when you start kind of reeling down on it, I don't want it to do that and run away from me when I'm not ready. I don't know which direction he's going, but I'm getting pretty close here, bud. We're in such deep water here, we're never going to see the bobber.
Right.
I'm just going to start feeling for the fish here.
15, 17.
Got him!
Yes.
Come on, sweetheart. Oh, it's a good fish. Oh. I put the screws to that fish, so hopefully those hooks are in good. Can't catch them at home on the couch. Sweetheart, here it comes. Yes! Got the sucker there. All right.
We're gonna keep these hand towels nice and close by right now.
Sounds good. You got a pliers, so you can just...
Yeah.
This is really the best part and the worst part of the whole day. It's so cold. And you catch a fish, you gotta figure out a way to get him out of the net and let him go. As soon as those hands get wet, it starts to hurt real quick. You got any strength left in your hands?
No, my fingers just poked through it. These things just are so mean in this cold water. They want to do this cold water roll. There,
Give her a breath.
get her back in the drink.
I got the net. Oh, she looks like she's ready to go another round with the champ here. Come here, sweetheart. Let's do a quick lift. Water's about 39 degrees, really cold. Ryan was saying that this fish here looks like it might be an old male, a big one. What a beautiful fish. I mean, this fish was so aggressive. The way it hit this bobber with that big sucker, just ripped it off that break line, off that weed line, drove it out into deeper water. Was pretty sure we had a pretty aggressive fish.
She made no mistake about it.
Well, no mistake about my hands being ready to fall off. So why don't you pop that net out of there and we'll let this fish go.
Let's do it.
Oh, thank you, sir. Oh, sweetheart. You have been a champ. Doesn't know what to do and it's someone against the edge of the boat. Awesome. Love that. Snaggletooth caught my side of my hand. Not bad, didn't get me bad. But what a cool deal. You know, first time I've ever really done this for muskies. fished big bait like this, you know, not to this extent, but you know, larger bait for walleyes and bass before. Very similar principle, definitely at this time of the year, you know, late summer into fall. I think we can call this just, this is winter now, man. I mean, we're not even gonna get, what, 25 degrees today?
We'd be lucky to.
Well, I need to get these hands wiped off, dried out, and gloves back on, because it's nippy out here.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I gotta put another sucker on.
That sounds great. If you're willing to do it, I'll let you do it. But when we get that sucker on there, both lines back out, you should show everybody what we're doing is how you're driving these lines along that weed edge. Because I think as much as it's important to have these big baits and, you know, we're fishing them under these floats, that's really only about a third of what's going on here. It's your boat control driving these floats along that deep weed edge and making sure the wind's always pushing them in. That's really putting these baits where they need to be.
Well, yeah, our last couple bites have been in the same exact situations, inside turns, and we're kind of swinging the boat, letting those baits swing behind us and kind of flank us and get right into the corner. And every time that happens, bob her down. All right, we gotta get another one here. Oh yeah, go with Blondie here. All right, so we're rigging up a big sucker minnow here. A 2-treble quick strike harness. Just gonna put the lead hook right through the snout there. And then what I like to do is take this front treble. It's got a hook bent out here to stick into the sucker. I'm gonna take that, go just above the lateral line behind the head and scrape off some scales, get down to the skin, get the treble just under the skin so it stays. And if the fish grabs up near the head, we should be able to get hooks right into the corner of its mouth. And then what we'll do is take this back hook. I like to come over to the other side of the fish, go just behind the fin here, go below the lateral line. Sometimes these muskies like to grab the sucker minnow more from the bottom. And I'll do the same thing, scrape the scales off, get down to some skin, pierce this hook in, just into the barb. We're ready to go. That's been a good rig for us this year. We've had a pretty high percentage of hookups this way. We're gonna drop her in before my hand falls off.
Oh, hands feel like they'd break into pieces if I punch something.
Got the same attitude as that last guy.
That's bigger than some of the fish I'm gonna catch ice fishing this winter, man. I mean, bigger than the average fish I'll probably catch all winter. You start figuring in bluegills and perch and stuff.
We gotta get another one here.
Oh, did you see that? Just looked like something just pounded it.
That looks like a fish.
Let me know if I can lend a hand in any way.
All right. I knew if we got into this corner a little bit better, we'd see something. We can just kind of get a tell on where this thing's going, which way she's moving.
Because you want to set the hook when the fish is going away, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. The worst thing you can do is if that fish is sitting down there just facing us, you just rip everything right out of its mouth. Best case scenario, maybe beak hook it.
Well, either that fish ran that sucker right into the weeds and the weeds are holding the bobber down, or that thing is just sitting down there just a munching. This part's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see him?
Yep, there's
That's
the bobber.
just the bobber, yep. Swimming left to right.
Heading that way now.
Yep. About to get noisy. Can you still see the bobber?
It's in the glare right now.
Now, if you had your preference, you'd be real close to this fish, wouldn't you, when you set that hook?
Yeah, usually like to have, 25, 30 feet of line out. So
You're cleaning off the deck of the boat here, so you must be getting close.
Okay.
How's it feel?
Decent.
Other than really good.
There you go. So fun to watch fight in this clear water this time of year.
It's a solid fish, man.
Yeah.
Oh!
Look out! There she goes.
Bye, Mama.
There she goes.
Gonna need a moment of silence.
Oh.
That fish took what amounted to, pretty big sucker, but that one was just a beast as far as how active it was.
Yeah, and that was one of the thickest suckers we've had.
I'll just push this back up there. Mine's still in the water, so we'll go slow.
Let's do it.
I think I might have a playa. Got him!
Got him! Nice, James.
Come on, fish. Oh, that's a good feeling. Feels like a pretty good fish.
Sounds like a good fish.
Come on, fish. Well, it's not going to be just a little hammer handle or anything, that's for sure. Of course, when you're fishing with a sucker as big as my foot, probably weed out the little ones. There he is.
Oh yeah.
Look at a sucker running away. Come on. Come on, sweetheart. Yeah!
Good one.
Did you guys see the sucker that was still on the surface out in front of the fish? Nice.
Hey, nice work.
Nice belly on that one. Oh, there we go. All right, smells like a muskie.
Wow, she's been eating good.
Yes, she has. Love the colors on the tail, man.
What a beauty.
I'm gonna remember that hook set, that little chase down, and try to figure out what was going on for a while.
Absolutely.
Beautiful fish. If you pull that net out of the way, we'll let her go.
Let's do it.
All right, back in the water, sweetheart. Beautiful colors. The water is actually warm on my hands, believe it or not. What a thick fish. Ah, sweetheart. Well, she's not gonna take much coaxing. All right.
All right, man.
I'm not gonna sit, well, this bump, so I don't wanna get you all slimy and wet.
I'll take that.
That was very cool.
That was.
I need a towel or my hands are gonna break right off. Thank you, man.
That's why we brought those.
Indeed. Worth it.
It was.
I'm gonna regret not having the hand warmers now though. You know, when I walked past that box full of like 100 individually packaged and fresh ready to go hand warmers this morning and left them in the garage.
Like these?
Just like those, yes.